Hello, Durud and Shalom, guys. Khamenei just came out of his hole for 8 minutes, and then he went back into hiding again. 8 minutes, unannounced, just showed up, said hi, bye. So I don't know if you guys saw that, but Khamenei just came out of his hole, and he came for a speech. And it was a very, very short speech. Very short speech. Surprisingly, like usually he talks for an hour or something, but he came out for an 8 minutes. And I kid you not. Oh, by the way, I see the chat is very busy. Thank you guys for liking the stream. Oh, yeah. Thank you guys. That's very sweet. Hello, everyone. Hi. Did he see a shadow? Did he see his shadow? Neil Bunny is saying, did he see his shadow? So, for people who don't know the context, ever since Israel has attacked the Islamic Republic during the 12-day war, Khamenei has been hiding in a hole. He sometimes comes out because it's really embarrassing that he's hiding, and then he goes back again. But this time it was even more embarrassing because he just came out for only 8 minutes. And again, I kid you not, he was standing instead of on the platform where they speak to the people. He usually speaks to people. He stood next to the door. He stood next to the door so that at any moment's notice, if something happens, they could just be like yank in back end and be like, nope, bye bye, I'm going home. He stood next to the door. I have a picture. I'll show you guys. Right. Also, unlike usual, he was standing and holding the mic. A lot of analysts were saying that he's doing that to suggest that he's healthy, to show that he's healthy, because there's a lot of rumors that he's unhealthy. Let me actually just show you the image. Okay. This is like, look, he looks like he's about to rap. Look at him. This is weird. I've never seen him like this. He's standing and holding the mic. And he's right next to the exit. Like, guys, there's a platform where he usually speaks, but this time he was like right next to the exit, which is bizarre. I had actually a suggestion. Yeah, people are laughing in the chat. Does he not trust Allah? I don't know. That's a good question. People are saying in the chat. So I on the Persian channel, I made a suggestion. Heavy Cradle is saying, drop the beat for the Ayatollah. Yes, they should. Oh, guys, they should actually take this and they should like use AI to make something funny out of this. That's a good idea. But that is weird. Like that's a weird picture image of him. I had a suggestion on the Persian channel, given that they're so worried. Like that's the only reason why they have him so close to the exit. I mean, as if the Mossad operatives or the IDF, if they wanted to take him out, the thing that is going to stop Israel from taking out Khamenei is standing so close to the exit. Really now, really that's the thing. That's the thing that Khamenei thinks and his team think is going to be the main difference maker. So, Heavy Crystal is saying, get David Wood to beatbox. Yeah, I've seen him do beatboxing. Yeah. Okay, so here's my suggestion. If given that he's so close to the exit, I'm thinking like right under his robe or whatever he wears, get a rope tied around his waist, and have people in the exit just hold on to the rope. And as soon as you hear something going like zzz, like a drone or whatever, they just pull him in. Like imagine if he's speaking and they just pull the rope right into the exit. That is my suggestion. That's a secure of that. You could have that for free. The security team of Khamenei, just use that for free, okay? That would be cool if they did that. Also, everything he said was during the speech was very helpful, which I will go over. Oh, Amika is here. Fantastic. FLP. Sam. Torah. This is great. You guys, everyone. Mohsen is here. Everyone is here. Thank you guys for being here. All right, fantastic. All right, so let me tell you what happened. Okay, so it was unusual. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who these days doesn't really appear in public, rarely appears in public. He had a short 8 minute and 40-second speech to the families of those who were killed in the Israel when they had the 12-day war with Israel. So this is the 40-day, the 40th day. In this is a symbolic thing, a traditional thing that after 40 days you have some ceremony, you do something for them. But again, this was not announced. This was a surprising appearance of him. It was not announced. Nobody knew that it's going to happen until it finished. He stood in the corner of his basically of the place that he was in, instead of his usual central podium position. This a lot of analysts are saying that this choice suggests that he was positioned near an exit, and some people even know the mapping of the location, and they're confirming that yes, he was basically near the exit, so that he could quickly run away if he needed to. This is a sign of fear and concern for his safety, which is weird because I thought you guys love martyrdom. What happened to loving martyrdom? What happened to we love death more than you love life? I mean, you're old, and even now you're this concerned about your life. You guys were supposed to be the lovers of death. Was that all just talk? Weird. That might be an example of takia. What do you guys think? Is this takia? We need to have a takia bell or something that we ring, or something that we press every time we genuinely find takia. Wait, what? We got a super chat. Thank you, by the way, guys. Super chats. I will be reading super chats, and super chats are a really good way to support the channel. So thank you for that. Oh yeah, we could have a takia song that I'll play every time we see a takia. That's a good idea. Somebody mentioned that in the chat. So Graham just gave us a super chat saying longest ballot initiative should target the next Iranian presidential election if there is one. If there is one, I don't know what you mean, but presidential elections in Iran are a joke. They are completely pre-engineered and designed by the regime to make it look like the country is democratic. Yeah, what happened to people's nicknames? I'm seeing everyone's username. Sam is pointing this out. This is weird. Why is everyone's username showing up instead of nicknames? Is that just me, or is that for all of you guys? Has YouTube changed that? Tag oh Takioria? I don't know what that means. But thank you for Graham, you're a member for 9 months. Really appreciate it. Thank you for guys. Also, if anybody becomes a member, I will read that as well. Which is weird. It's yeah, okay. Everybody's saying it's for me as well. Okay. It's us too. Okay, guys, I don't know what your username. Nail Bunny is the same. FLP is the same. Heavy Griddle. I'm hoping your usernames are the same as your nicknames, so that I don't miss people's names. Is this a new thing now? Is YouTube just doing that? I don't like it. I don't like it. Why is it like this? Oh, that's the song that. Okay, I don't know that song. Thank you, someone. Yeah, Heavy Griddle is easy too. Guys, if I now. Okay, now I'm not going to remember who was who. First time I see it, yeah. I don't like it. I wish we would go back to the usernames. Anyways, we need to talk about what did Khamenei say when he showed up for the 8 minutes. And again, guys, the things that Khamenei said is going to significantly increase the chances of another round of war, another war between Israel and the Islamic Republic happening. Like whatever the chances were yesterday, today it's a lot higher. And another thing that is going to has increased the chances of is that with Europe, like what Khamenei said, the chances of the snapback mechanism actually being activated by Europe, that has significantly increased now, based on what Khamenei said, because he just came out and basically suggested that there's no surrender. So Khamenei, even though he was basically showing, like, demonstrating how scared they are, he basically came with a firm declaration that the Islamic Republic will not change its path at all, at all. And I know why. I mean, other than the fact that they might think that a war might give them some opportunities to control the population, the more important, or maybe as important, issue is that the Islamic Republic has come to the correct conclusion, that it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Meaning that the attack by Israel is coming. And even though the snapback mechanism by Europe is going to be more devastating to the Iranian people, the Israeli attack, between the snapback mechanism and the attack by Israel, so there's three things that is basically are going to make, there are three things that together are combined are going to make it very unlikely for the Islamic Republic to be able to survive. This is key, guys. Please, everybody on this channel needs to understand this. Okay, these are the three things that each one of them individually could basically cause the regime to topple, but three of them together makes it very unlikely for it makes it almost a miracle for the regime to be able to survive all three of these at the same time, right? So one of them is another Israeli attack on the Islamic Republic. That's number one. Especially given that maybe for this another attack, they want to go with to take out Khamenei himself. Another thing is the snapback mechanism that is about to be activated in the Security Council in the United Nations, which is something that also Russia and China cannot veto, because activating the snapback mechanism is a veto of itself. I'm not going to get into the details, but basically Germany, UK, and France are they're signaling that they are going to definitely use the snapback mechanism if the Islamic Republic doesn't tone it down or signal to them that they enrich, like show that they're not enriching any uranium, and also they're also now very sensitive about the missiles. So that's number two. And again, please understand the snapback mechanism means that it's not just going to be US and European sanctions on the Islamic Republic anymore. It's going to be from every country, meaning there is nothing that they could buy or sell, and they cannot sell their oil or gas, not even to China anymore. That will completely bankrupt them like that. Like, it's really hard to survive that. So that's number two. Number one, Israel attack on the Islamic Republic. Number two is the snapback mechanism. And the number three is that the electricity and the water crisis right now in Iran is getting to the point where everybody is expecting an uprising. So all of these combined makes it very likely that the regime is about to collapse, right? And then what Khamenei did today is that in the middle of all of this, I mean, just yesterday when he came out and spoke, he basically suggested that we are not going to change our way. We will not surrender, which they kind of need to if they want to survive. But why are they doing this? Because, again, the Islamic Republic has correctly come to the conclusion that whether we do anything or not, whether we surrender on the enrichment of uranium issue or our long-ranging missiles, if we submit on that, if we surrender on that, whether or not if we do that, or whether or not if we come and demonstrate and signal that we're going to stop supporting our proxies, meaning the terrorist groups in the region, including Hamas, Hezbollah, Kataib Shabi, Hashd Shabi, Kataib, and maybe Zainab Fatimiyun, but those are somewhere else. the Houthis. Anyways, they are, whether or not we signal that we're not going to support them or not, or actually we stop supporting them or not. So again, it's the missiles, the proxies, and enrichment of uranium, missiles, and proxies. Okay. If we basically submit to the West, to Europe and United States on all of these three, it's not going to matter. The Israeli attack is going to come. And they're right. They're actually right about this. And they're actually more worried about the Israeli attack, than the snapback mechanism, even though the snapback mechanism is like an atomic bomb on the Iranian people. The Islamic Republic is more worried about things that are directly will target it rather than what will hurt the Iranian people. So given that they think that the Israeli attack is going to come anyways, they're thinking to themselves, then why would we give in to any of this, given that that's the only deterring factors that we have left? So we're going to continue to enrich uranium. We're going to continue to support Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, and Kataib and Hashishabi. We are going to continue building long-ranging missiles that not just reaches Israel, but also reaches Europe. And we're going to make sure that we mention that they reach Europe as well. And we are going to also threaten Europe with our missiles. And we're also going to test new missiles that we just have. And we're also going to claim that we have a hidden missile that could basically destroy Israel like that. So instead of backing down on any of these, even a little bit, they're doubling down. They're going in extra. Which means that a war is probably coming. Another war is probably coming, guys. Israelis, be ready for the next round 2 of the war between the Islamic Republic and Israel. Oh, we got another super chat. Wow, we have divinity in our chat. So Diamond Encrusted Abdullah just gave us a super chat saying, I am Jesus Christ. Well, okay. Do you answer prayers? What can you do for us? Well, you already gave us a super chat. Apparently, Jesus Christ is a fan of Armin, Shauna is saying. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Weird, because I'm not a fan of Jesus Christ. Why is he a fan of me? But thank you for the super chat. Guys, if you had any prayers, Jesus Christ is here, so you could ask him for things. Torah saying, that caught me off guard. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, really. I got a super chat. Jesus Christ just gave me a super chat. I wouldn't ever have guessed that Jesus Christ's name would be Abdullah. But okay. It actually makes sense. So, let's look at this. So, message of defiance: the Islamic Republic will not change its path. He emphasized the regime will continue its nuclear and scientific programs. And guys, Khamenei, in the 8-minute speech that he had, he was talking science a lot, which is weird. Like, he kept on saying science, 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 science. Why do you think he's saying that? Guess in the chat. Like, if anybody understands what's happening in Iran right now, they might actually be able to answer this. He was mentioning science, and it gets weirder. It does get weirder. Science, science, not signs. Oh, we got a super chat. Science, as in like, yeah, science. You hear that? Oh, we got 2 more. So you guess why he's talking about science? I will answer the super chats. Yuav, I think it was the name, right? Saying, Armin, you have to invite Tamar. I have had Tamar. Was it? Did I not have her on this channel? Because I know I had her on the Persian channel. She speaks Persian. Did I not have her on the English channel? I mean, I'm in touch with her. We talk. Did you guys not see my show with Tamarda? She's amazing. So yes, maybe I should reach out to her. Might have missed it. Yeah, I did have. Maybe I only had her on the Persian channel. Yes, I only had her on the Persian channel because she speaks good Persian. So yeah, maybe I should because I'm in touch with her. Maybe I should give her an invite for the English channel. What do you guys think? You guys want that? Do you guys would want that? I want that. Let me see. So ex-Muslim just gave us a super sticker. Well, thank you, ex-Muslim 1811. Thank you so much for the super sticker. That's very sweet. Thank you for the support. Yes, please. Oh, okay. There's a lot of demand for this. Bring it around. Okay, I'll do that. Anybody guess why he's talking science? Why Khamenei is talking science? So I'll keep going, and you guys could decide. So he said that there will be no retreat despite international pressure from the West, particularly from the West. So he's trying to signal resistance and power, even though the settings suggest that they're actually the settings suggest that they were very anxious and scared. But with the things that he was saying suggested that nope, we're pretty strong. We're gonna basically, we got this. So he stood and held the microphone, trying to show that he's capable. There was no prior announcement of the event, and this was unusual. And this is, and for security, they also didn't allow anybody in that was not part of the really, like, very few people that were told, but that didn't let anybody else know that this is happening. They're worried about a targeted strike, and it was very heavily edited, by the way. So he mentioned, hold on, where is this? He mentioned that he thinks he's telling the Iranian people that, again, here comes science again. He, in his speech, Khamenei mentioned that the Europeans are trying, and the Westerners in general, they're coming for our religion and our science. They're trying to take away our religion and our science. He said this has nothing to do with us going nuclear. It's like the enrichment of uranium is an excuse. The human rights is usually, he says, it's an excuse. Enrichment of uranium is an excuse. This is about religion. They basically, they hate our religion, and they want to take our religion and our science away from us, which is weird because the science part is new. The way the way that he usually talks is that human rights, nuclear terrorism, fighting terrorism, them worrying about us going nuclear, it's all an excuse. What they're trying to do is steal your religion away from you. That's his usual talk. But in this speech, he said they're trying to take away your religion and your science. The science part is still weird. Yeah, Heavy Gretel saying that's some hardcore coke. Yeah, no kidding. So it's interesting that he brought back the religion, because they for a while, Khamenei was almost forgetting that he's Muslim, because in the last time he came out of his hole, he toned it down a little bit on religious talk and increased the nationalist talk. You guys remember that? Because he was trying, then after the 12-day war, they were going on everybody was on a propaganda tour, all the Islamic Republic people, that it doesn't matter if you're Muslim or not, and they say that because many Iranians are no longer Muslim. And like, it doesn't matter if you're Muslim or not, they are coming for all Iranians. By the way, the fact that the Islamic Republic says that suggests how many. Do you understand that that means that the Islamic Republic knows that so many Iranians are not Muslim? I mean, you wouldn't say that to a country that is 98% Muslim, right? If a country is just vast majority Muslim, why would the government constantly be insisting, like, hey guys, it's the issue is not Muslim versus non-Muslim. They are against all Iranians. I mean, if the country was mostly Iranian, then you wouldn't need to say that. They know they know the Iranian people are mostly not Muslim, so they need to say, when they try to cause a national unity, they keep saying that it doesn't matter if you're not a Muslim, which is a huge admission by the government, by the way. Somebody saying Iranians are Muslim mostly, you're delusional. Well, you're an idiot, because we have scientifically collected data that shows otherwise. Iran is a Muslim minority country. Like, you're an idiot, you that assumes that we're just, instead of you're going just by your fifis, we're going based on scientifically collected data. You could go by your fifis. It's interesting that your fifis apparently is a better source of information than scientifically collected data, and then you're calling us delusional. Sure. I mean, even the Islamic Republic admits it now. Yeah, some Sam is saying maybe he didn't leave the masjid in his life. Yeah, they're just basically in their own bubble, and they think that they have a good understanding of the Iranian population. Oh yeah, Jack, definitely. The reason why so many Iranians have left Islam is the Islamic Republic. It's the government. So this is what. So after the 12-day war, the Islamic Republic and Khamenei, they came meet. Even when he showed up, they got the people to come and sing a nationalist song, which is weird for them, because they have, for the past 40 years, they have been trying to completely, they were always against nationalist symbols, nationalist song, nationalist everything. They're even against the Eid and Nowruz. They're against Nowruz because it's a pagan nationalist holiday in their opinion. And they always wanted to do more Islam, less nationalism. But after the 12-day war, they were just had, like, yeah, if you went to Tehran, they had nationalist symbols everywhere. And Khamenei got one of his singers to come sing a nationalist song, and he, in his speeches, he mentioned Iran, the word Iran. Usually, he doesn't mention the name Iran as much as the name Islam. Like, he's just Islam, Islam, Islam. But that speech, his first speech after when he came out of the hole, he was saying Iran more than Islam. In fact, he did Islam very little, and a lot more Iran than he ever had. Because they know that the word Islam is only for a small base that they have, and it basically makes the Iranian people, most Iranian people do not sympathize, like, it wouldn't relate to speeches where it has so much Islam in it, right? But Iran, the word Iran is something that is constantly on the tongue of people who have more nationalist views. And when they needed the Iranian people to start backing them against Israel, they pretended to become nationalistic for a short time. Just like Khomeini was very anti-nationalist, and then because of the Iran-Iraq war, he was forced to give in to the nationalist sentiments that many Iranian people have. Khomeini is now forced to pretend that he was a nationalist because of the 12-day war. But that was short-lived, because now he has done a factory reset, and he's now making it about religion again. Instead of saying in his speech, like, oh, they're coming for Iran and Iranians are their enemy, he's saying they're coming for your religion. I think maybe they have given up on they're giving up on trying to cause that unity, because the Iranian people is, they had just a little bit of a rally around the flag moment, but it lasted for just like a half a second. And now the Iranian people are back to being the few that were fooled by that are now back to being extremely anti-regime. So he's also now, when he's speaking, is only trying to focus now on his base now. So he's basically speaking about the enemies of their enemies trying to come and take your religion away, because his base cares more about religion than Iran. But again, he adds science in there. They're coming to take your religion and science, because some hardliners think that this is so messy. Like, we shouldn't have gone. Like, why can't we not just give up on enrichment of uranium? Like, is it worth all of this headache? Like, there's a lot of infighting right now with these hardliners, and some of them think like, guys, they're coming for everything. Let's just give up on trying to have everything. Like, let's just give them the enrichment of uranium. And Khamenei just wants to make sure that they shut everybody down that says that, by suggesting that this is not about enrichment of uranium. They just hate that we're so scientifically advanced, and they just want to destroy any form of scientific advancements that we could have. That's what he suggested. So he's now saying that these Westerners are coming for our religion and our science. I mean, that's a new thing he's trying. I don't know if it's going to have any buyers, but it's weird. Yeah, Heavy Critic saying LOL. Oh my god, really? Yes, exactly. Nice Callies is also laughing at this. That's what's happening. I don't know who's gonna buy that. Or does he think his base is that stupid? I mean, they might be that stupid. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, so much science, so little water. Exactly. I mean, guys, let me tell you about the Islamic Republic's science. Let me see if I could find this. Oh my god. Let me see if I could find this. Let me actually don't laugh. Don't laugh. They actually are very scientific. Koronayab. Let me show you the scientific advancements of the Islamic Republic, so you stop. How dare you make fun of the regime like that? Let me show you. When we had Corona, they actually managed to build something that nobody else had. Let me see. Is this a good? Let me download. This is worth showing, guys. This is worth. Like, I bet you guys have any of you heard about the Corona Yab, or basically the Corona detector invented by the Islamic Republic? This was something that they had, and they suggested that they're going to defeat Corona with it. Let me actually download it. It's on Instagram. Let me download this. One video and two videos. So let's remember. Yeah, okay. Let me see. Let me see if this is the. So this is the science that Khamenei is worried. No, this is the level of innovation that the Islamic. Not this one. Go away. This one. Okay. So let's watch this video, because this is again, guys. These are the highest levels people of IRGC. I'm not kidding you, and they actually believe that this works. Let me actually. So he's saying everything, all the scientific wealth of behind the technology that we're demonstrating here is completely internal. Like, we didn't get it from anywhere else. Oh, like the guys, they announced this when Corona was a thing. So the news anchor is saying, oh, they are they're demonstrating the newly developed, the newly invented corona detector.
شناسایی و اعلام وجود ویروس کرونا در محیط‌های مختلف.
So apparently it could detect the coronavirus in different environments. By the way, YouTube, I'm not suggesting that any of this is real. Okay, I'm making fun.
دستگاهی کاملا ایرانی که محققان و نخبگان بسیجی کشور اون رو اختراع کردند.
So he's saying our advanced researchers, our advanced Basiji researchers have created this.
و امروز با حضور فرمانده کل سپاه رونمایی شد.
این دستگاه میتونه در فاصله 1.5 متری تا شعاع 100 متری ویروسی وجود داره.
So he's saying that what distance?
شعاع 100 متری ویروسی وجود داره میتونه در فاصله 1.5 متری تا
So it can actually detect the coronavirus from 1.5 meters away, which is weird. Like, imagine, like, if that was real, do you understand? There's no such thing in the world that from, like, if if there's a coronavirus, it could actually detect the virus from 1.5 meters away.
شعاع 100 متری ویروسی وجود داره. کسی ویروس داشته باشه رو بتونید شناسایی بکنید.
مشابه دست
So if you have a virus, this device will be able to tell you that you have a corona. So you guys remember during corona, the rest of the world had to go and get tested. They put things in your nose or weird devices. Apparently they didn't need any of that. This device could actually detect a coronavirus of a person from 1.5 meters away without actually touching the person.
شناسایی مستعان
This was on Iran's national TV, guys. Like, this has been something that the Iranian people have been making fun of for so long.
شناسایی مستعان تا الان
Look, this is how it works. So it has a look at this. So you hold something in one hand, and then you have, what is that? The plate?
در هیچ جای دنیا ساخته نشده.
حرکتی نمیکنه.
Okay, so you have to hold this in front of the guy.
یعنی به سمت آنتن بشقابی نمیاد.
یعنی این فرد آری از هر گونه ویروس کرونا است.
So that guy is standing there. So the guy is holding the dish towards him, and he's saying, like, I'm not detecting any virus. So it's like, okay, so this means that this guy has no coronavirus. Yeah. So they were so proud of it. They came like in the middle of corona. This is, again, I'm kidding. These are the army, the highest officials in the army, in the Sepah, in the IRGC. Also, nice guy was saying from 1.5 meters, yeah, between 1.5 meters to 100 meters. So yeah, at some point he also said that, well, they could detect it from 100 meters away. And like, guys, look at this. We made this. This is completely internally made with the help of nobody else in the world. And they were so confident that it's true that they came and showed it on national TV to the whole world. Yeah, everybody was saying this is so silly. And again, this is not like some just random people within the army. This is like highest officials. Like for example, for Israelis, it would be as if Israel Katz, for example, came out and demonstrated this, like himself. Like, what's the highest military official right now in the United States? Yeah, Torah said confidence over 9,000. Like, they didn't think, like, they didn't think to themselves, maybe this doesn't work and we're going to be embarrassed. They were like, no, let's go show this. Let's go show the world what we have. So that's the level of science that they have. And apparently the Europeans are trying to steal this, or trying to make it so that, I don't know why, like, Europe is like, you know what? When it comes to the Islamic Republic, we have no problem. This is Khamenei's understanding. Cool? Khamenei thinks that the leaders in Europe are thinking, like, obviously, we have no problem with their support for terrorism. We have no problem with the fact that they have long-ranging missiles that could reach Europe now. We have no problem with the fact that they're enriching uranium, and we have no idea where the enriched uranium that they already made is, and that could be turned into a nuclear weapon. That is not our issue. The issue that we're having, the leaders of Britain and France and Germany are saying to themselves, We just can't stand that these people are just so good at science. We just cannot take it. I mean, it's no threat to us. We just hate it. We just hate it. Why are they so good at religion and science at the same time? We have to take this away from them. It's just bugging us. We just cannot tolerate it. We're just jealous. Is it jealousy? I don't know what it is. And that's what Khamenei is actually telling his crowd. That it's about none of those other things. It's just that they don't like that the fact that we have religion and science, and they just want to come and take it away from us. Yeah, everyone is saying, "Oh my God, the cope levels." Yeah, I kid you not. That's what he's saying. That's what he's suggesting to his followers. And that's the science. And this is the science that they have: corona detectors from 100 meters away, with this dish. Something that nobody else has. Yeah, D is saying Israel wishes it had that. Yes, they're just jealous. Oh, by the way, yeah, guys, a lot of people are asking where's Susanna. Susanna is completely focused on some really important projects that she's doing. Obviously, this Atheist Republic was not her full-time thing. It's my full-time thing, right? So, yeah, sorry, guys. She is completely focused on, she's in the middle of so many different important projects that he's working on. She's unavailable. I'm sorry, guys. So I know a lot of people keep saying that. I appreciate you guys missing her. Yeah. So Heavy saying, "Oh yeah, Israel has nothing to do with helping to create the vaccine." Actually, Heavy Girl, that's one of the reasons why Khamenei refused to accept the vaccine to come to Iran for many years, for a long time, which basically resulted in so many Iranians dying. Let me actually tell you, Khamenei actually believed that the vaccines, they need to create the vaccine internally, which wasn't working properly, and they made it so late, because the Western vaccines are probably designed in the way to target them genetically. Like, he thought that maybe the vaccines, again, I'm against these conspiracies, YouTube. This is all bullshit. But Khamenei said that publicly. That yeah, we're not going to allow any of these vaccines in, because they probably have figured out something in the Iranian DNA, and this whole thing is a conspiracy to try to basically target us. That's what he said. And again, this guy with these conspiracy theories, he's talking science now. Oh, Torah saying almost got him. Oh yeah, he got away. Yeah, you're saying, yeah, people died. Yes, many, because of that. Many people died. Unfortunately. Guys, this is why the sooner these mofos are gone, the faster we're going to be able to heal this country. It's the level of devastation and destruction that these people are inflicting upon Iran is such a tragedy. Such a great country with such good people and such great resources is being destroyed by Islam and leftism. This is the curse of Islam and leftism. That is, like, I mean, if it could happen to Iran, guys, a lot of you are maybe too young to understand how unbelievably strange this would have been for Iran if you saw it before the Islamic Revolution. Like, if you see it now and you told people in Iran that this is what's going to happen to your country, nobody would have believed you, but given how fast the country was advancing. People are like, are you insane? Look around you. What are you talking about? An Islamic theocracy and a leftist Islamic theocracy? Are you insane? I mean, for a lot of you, this is normal for Iran because this is all you know about Iran. But you have to understand that this is bizarre for Iran. This doesn't make any sense for Iran. This is why we keep trying to warn Europeans, because a lot of Europeans think that, okay, obviously it's not going to happen to us. But the thing is that that's what the Iranian people thought. Okay. I mean, Iran was at the level of many European countries at the time. And it was also about to pass European countries. So it's normal for Iran right now because that's all you know of Iran, but it wasn't normal for Iran. This was not normal. And again, if the combination of Islam, if the unity of Islam and leftism could do this to Iran, because Iran was a much greater, bigger, richer country. And if that could happen to Iran, it could happen anywhere. That's why you have to guard your country. Oh, so Jack is saying, how is the Islamic Republic Islamist leftist? Didn't the mullahs betray the communists after the revolution? Yes, but many of their beliefs basically remained within the structure of the government. The worst parts, for example, the isolationism, the self-reliance on your own internal economy, right? A resistance-based economy, and also worst of all, a command economy. Like instead of a free liberal economy that based on the power of the markets and based on competition and just letting the amount of trade and the amount of demand and supply to decide, like everything is based on subsidies, everything is based on the government deciding the amount of cars that needs to be made, what price this should be, what price that should be. So it's basically ordered from the top down by the government, how much, so that is the command economy was inherited from the communists. I mean, let me tell you actually something, and I say this as somebody who's an activist against Islam. Okay, the communist effect on the Islamic Republic has been more destructive against Iran than the Islam part. So I see the Islamic Republic as being Islamic, but also communistic in the sense that they believe in isolationism and also a command economy. And that part, I mean, on an atheist channel, we mostly attack the Islamic influence, but I promise you that part has been more destructive, has ruined Iran more than the Islamic part, as bad as the Islamic part has been. Somebody's saying by markets, you mean foreign investors? I mean every form of trade internally between the Iranian people themselves or with foreigners. I'm talking investments, trade, just letting the market, the balance of supply and demand, and just in the market determine how much you make of anything and by what price. That's what I mean. Oh, we got a super chat from Cat Lover. Oh, thank you, Cat Lover, saying I'm Cyrus the Great. Okay. Okay. Really? Okay. Thank you. By the way, guys, Cyrus the Great is the closest thing to a holy figure to Iranian, okay? To Iranians. So for Iranian people, it's not Allah, it's not Muhammad, it's not Hussein, it's not Ali, it's not the Mahdi. Okay, I think the number one person that could be close to somebody that was considered holy and sacred to Iranian people in Iran is Cyrus the Great. I think maybe the second person after Cyrus the Great would be Ferdowsi. Ferdowsi would be the second person with his book Shahnameh. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody saying, love secularism and capitalism. What are your names, guys? I want to call you by your name. Exactly. Secularism. You know why? You know what's the difference? What's the similarity between secularism, capitalism, and freedom of speech and the separation of powers in government? So, what do all the main principles of the Age of Enlightenment? What is the similarity between them? So think about it: capitalism, secularism, freedom of speech, and the separations of power introduced by Montesquieu, right? In the Age of Enlightenment, separation of power meaning having three branches of the government with the wall in between them. What is the similarities between all of these principles? They're all classical liberal values. All of these are classical liberal values. This is very interesting. They let people be free with reasonable limitations. I mean, that's the point, but how do all of these achieve that? They all are forces, they're all principles that avoid centralization of power. Right? So capitalism is a tool, again, regulated capitalism, not laws of fair capitalism, not crony capitalism, not state capitalism. Regulated capitalism basically avoids the centralization of economic power. And the rest of them, like freedom of speech, the secularism, and the separation of power in government, these are principles that avoid centralization of political power. Because the less power, I mean, we need a little bit of a centralization, but not too much centralization. Because a little bit of a centralization of power sometimes is required for management. But too much centralization of power removes competition, removes freedom, and removes the ability for the freedom to try for Darwinian evolution, to basically try as many methods as possible to get to the right answer. Oh, Shana, thank you so much for the super chat saying, no priests, no kings, a man house is his castle. Well, I mean, I understand that. However, I'm not anti-authority. So we need to, so I think when you say no priests, no kings, like no masters, sometimes we're getting, so again, we do need some level of centralization to some extent. We do need people in charge. Okay? Maybe not priests, but people in charge. So again, if you centralize power too much, what happens is that other people will not be able to get involved, and basically the best methods will not be discovered. And if you have, but by the way, thank you, Shona. But if the power is so decentralized, no amount of organization will be possible. No, there needs to be hierarchy. There needs to be some form of hierarchy and authority. So we don't want to go all the way to the anarchist level where they are just absolutely anti-authority. We need to find a balance, and liberalism is that balance. Anarchism is too anti-authoritarian and basically causes a situation where there's no hierarchy, no authority. And then fascism is the other end, where we have the extreme centralization of power, or theocracy and fascism. And then liberalism is the attempt to find the right balance. Yes, exactly. He's saying it's a framework for success. And both Islam and communism are tools for centralization of power. I mean, it depends on your brand of communism, because if you have Leninist, you know, if you have Marxist Leninists, then they're in favor of centralization of power. But then if you have anarcho communists, then they are basically on the other side of this. Anyways. Yeah, Nick Kelly's saying liberalism is the key. True. So liberalism for politics and capitalism for the markets. I mean, capitalism is part of liberalism. So liberalism, yes, is the key. Yeah, communism. Yes, Seth is saying communism kills always. And here's the thing, guys. Communism kills with poverty more than with violence. A lot of people think that, oh, communism kills because Stalin killed a lot of people, Mao killed a lot of people with violence. But if you actually, even under Stalin and Mao, if you actually go count the number of people that died from hunger and compare that, and from poverty, if you compare that to the people that Stalin and Mao killed with violence, even though that number was astronomical, the number of people that died because of poverty under communism were higher than from the violence. Because poverty kills. Poverty kills more than war. But people don't usually count those. I did study Ayn Rand a couple of years ago, many years ago. Yes. But I don't know. I didn't. There was somebody else that I liked more. I forgot their names. This was years ago. Ayn Rand seemed too heartless. Ayn Rand makes it seem like these methods work, but Ayn Rand makes it seem like other people don't matter. Like the reason why we're supporting freedom is for the sake of making other people's lives better. I don't know why I get the sense from Ayn Rand that other people's feelings and their emotions are unimportant. But the whole point of all of this is to get the best lives for the highest number of people. I don't know. Maybe I don't remember her properly, but back then that's what the impression I got. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go get ready for my next show on my personal channel. Again, that my personal channel has become a center for trying to teach people, because I got motivated by people in Iran because they're suffering. Like a lot of Iranian people are, because of the economic situation there, are trying to find more ways to make money. And with the internet and AI, I told them that I basically constantly kept telling them, the people in Iran, that there are so many easy ways to increase your income online, and now with the help of AI. And they kept on telling me to start making shows about it. So I decided to make that for them. And I started making them on my Persian channel, on my personal Persian channel. And then because I was doing that on my personal Persian channel, I'm also now doing it on my personal English channel, which is called Armin Navabi, if you search for it. So that show is now starting in about 30 minutes. And the title for that, if you search my channel, you will find it, Armin Navabi. And that is called How to Build a Business from Scratch Using Just AI. I'm going to go do that in 30 minutes. And I'm just going to basically break it down really easy, even if you don't know where to start or even what to sell and what your business should even be about. I basically help them use AI to figure all of this out. And also, yeah, so if you're interested in that, by the way, come to my personal channel, Armin Navabi. And it's actually, I'm enjoying doing that. This is a very good, interesting topic because my degree is also in finance, so I like talking about this. And I think I made it very simple for people to understand and easy to follow, for people to want to have a side hustle or want to just start a business and you online. I don't hide anything. I basically give them the way, everything. I put everything out there. So if you're interested in that, Come and check that out. I'm gonna go live in half an hour over there. But before you leave, don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Don't forget to hit the bell notification. And don't forget to leave a comment after the show is over, okay? I would appreciate that. All right. So I'm going to go get ready for my next show, which is going to be my 4th show today. Guys, most days I'm going live 4 times every day. Do you understand how much work that is? Because I also have to prepare the shows and know what I'm talking about and study them. That's like 4 times a day. I'm really working hard. So I hope you guys appreciate how hardworking I am, okay? I don't just preach that you need to hard work. I actually do this much hard work, okay? 4 streams a day. That's not easy. And then after the stream, I start cutting them into small little pieces as well. I do that myself. So that's a lot of work, okay? Anyways, guys, I'm going to go. Bye. Don't forget to like. I'm Israel Khai, Javid Shah. Mwah. See you guys same time tomorrow. Bye.